Okay, just waiting for anybody to show up. We're going live today on August the 8th, Sunday. Just chilling out. Gonna finish off the furnishing, hopefully, for my newest build. So let's go into private. Hope the internet runs nice and smooth today. Don't have a... Hey Tess, what's up? Do 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 do. Waiting on load screens. What's happening, Stinger? Thank you, thank you. Do appreciate it. Do, 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 do. Would have loved to have been able to find a friend to hop in party and have a little banter with this morning on the live stream. But it didn't look like anybody was online whenever I first hopped on, so just kind of, yeah, you know, let's just go it solo like I usually do here. Tess was with me in the last live stream. She's a cool cat. Let's see. All right. Let's get ready for some baddies to show up, as they oftentimes do whenever I first log in. Set my buttons up right. Let's see. It's usually a few more. Yep, here they come. Here they come. Always want to come start trouble with me. Okay, well, if that is all... Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, I kind of jumped on stream before... No, I'm on PlayStation, bud. Kind of jumped on stream before the kids woke up, so... Awake, not awake, but asleep, maybe a little, just a little longer. Those things can stay peaceful when they are slumbering. Let's see. Alright, so, going around the house. Still just the same as we left it in the last stream on the outside. Though I did have some new ideas that I stumbled upon that I won't be able to integrate into this build, but I'm going to use on a future build. So going inside, what's changed since last time you guys and gals were with me. So we've added in a little bit of porch furniture and a doorbell. And it's kind of spooky, but yeah, it'll work. Going inside, we have began furnishing out the living room. Still gonna try to pack some more decorations in here. Got a dining table nestled in under the stairs, and I have finished the kitchen that I was struggling so hard with last time. I could not stay focused in stream, and it's just on me dreading the process of getting all this done. I just couldn't bring myself to do it on stream. But yeah, this is all done. So the cabinets. This is an interesting thing right here. These guys, I usually do a float glitch with the. Oh, here comes a train. Or was it? Probably just a guy with loud exhaust on his diesel. Never mind. Okay. Anyways, these cabinets that I build out on the counters. Usually, I'll use a conduit or something, and I'll float them up. But on this build, I decided to do something a little different because I had already built what was under here without taking into account doing my cabinetry. So, and I didn't want to have a conduit visible on the bottom of them like I did on my Tudor cottage. So instead, I decided to do something a little bit different, and I went upstairs, and I figured, well, this bedroom's going to have a rug in it anyways, right? So I took this square rug, and I built the cabinetry up here. I changed these guys to the see-through floors, so I could see exactly where I was lining everything up from above, right? And I built all of these cabinets down here that are below on this rug, and then I used the pressure plate to do a drop merge to drop them down below the rug. So they're actually supported from above on this rug, and then I brought the rug back up and placed it in and snugged it up against the wall. And yeah, that's how I went about the cabinets on this build. It's the first time I've ever done it this way, but it actually saved some budget because I didn't have to use a conduit to support them, and I was already using a pre-existing decoration in order to get them in place, like something that I was planning on using anyways. So yeah, that was a nice useful trick that I did on this build to get the cabinets done. Sadly, I did it when I wasn't streaming, but yeah, you get the gist of how I did it, I hope. Yeah. And I do that sometimes with that. I'll build them on a conduit and then support them with the fridge. I'll have the conduit up here, and I'll, if I can't get a full conduit across, I'll do a shorter one or something, I'll build across using conduits. But yeah, this time did it a little bit different. All right, and back here I did have one of these curtains on this window, but it was having like clipping issues with my sink on the sides, so I decided I'd change it out. So instead I've got this little door curtain hanging out. But yeah, that is that. Going through here, we've got a little curtain that's going into our laundry room. Still haven't finished furnishing it all the way. Yeah. It's going pretty good, Raven. What's happening, Felix?
And why does it smell like butt in here?
Kids. Anyways, so yeah, now everybody's waking up. It's like, hey, did I hear Daddy streaming? Let's all wake up now. Okay. So, anyways, yeah, laundry room, and going into here, we've got the bathroom, which hasn't changed any since the last stream, but yeah. So they changed the curtain sound. It used to sound like sheet metal. I mean, you can still hear the sound of the metal rings scraping on the metal rod. It sounds. Oh, like the closing sound, like the clink at the end. Yeah, I think they may have, because if I remember right, it used to have like a bit of a sound like the train doors. Let me see here. Something kind of like this. No, I don't know. It doesn't sound out out of place for me, but I just don't recall. Alright, love your build. You always hit him out of the park. Thanks, Raven. Do appreciate it. Alright. So. Oh, yeah, and just a little subtle detail. Added in this small little bit of like a small loft storage, sort of. Figured it kind of pretty cool. I'm trying to dial it back a little bit. 'Cause on the exterior, I mean, yeah, it's fairly clean, but I'm trying to make it look like maybe this was a pre-war house that was untouched by the bombs that somebody settled into. So they've made a few adjustments on the inside. So I know it's like, it doesn't look like much like, I mean, I know probably nobody would build this in their house. I don't know, maybe they would. I mean, it looks pretty cool to me. I mean, I like it. It kind of adds a little more to that furnished look to the inside. It's kind of filling it out. Having this empty space up here, I didn't really like it all that much. But yeah, this guy was a little fun build. And utilizing those picket fence posts to make it look like it's supported was a neat little addition to it. Basically, to get that post in, what I did is I replaced this to a flat, and when after I replaced it with the flat, it let me snap in the post, and then put it back to a sloped piece and broke that, so I could snap in all the decor up there without it jumping up. Thank you. Let's see. So all that's left to do is to finish up this bedroom, maybe throw in some more furnishing down here, maybe add in some counter decorations, maybe something in here, I don't know yet. I'm trying to really just pack this build. Yeah, Bo, they're keeping it. I know a lot of people, they take up issue with things that are floating. I understand. But the same exploit that allows people to float is the same exploit that allows people to edit their camps without having to tear them down. So it's really good that they reverted the fix, because I'm gonna be honest, it would have made a lot of my builds a pain to do, especially if I made a mistake along the way and I needed to change something. Like the stream that I did previous to this one, I wanted to make a change in the living room to the way that I did the ceiling, and in order to do that, I had to go back and tear out my staircase, or the wall beside my staircase. And in order to do that, if it was still the way it was before, I would have had to come over here, and instead of being able to just simply change this wall to a doorway and pull out my flooring and whatnot to shift it over to support this, I would have had to tear this entire side of the wall down to nothing. Take the top, take that all the way down, and it would have been a nightmare to fix. So it's good on Bethesda for fixing it, because yeah, this would have been a fight to get fixed. Like I said, originally I had something totally different in here in terms of the roof, and I wanted to change it, but if they hadn't reverted the fix, I wouldn't have been able to do it, and it would have been a real pain to do. Okay, so yeah, good thing they did fix it. Now, I also learned something in that stream. Somebody who commented, they mentioned that catwalks register support to the walls, which it may have always been that way and I didn't catch it, or maybe the way that I was doing it before, it didn't work. But yeah, now you can register support with catwalks, so that comes in handy. All right, so for the bedroom. Now, normally, whenever you're furnishing in an area like this, and you get this half wall right here and this in the roof, it'll oftentimes give you issues building in this space because it's so close to the roof. Either your decorations will jump up, or it'll just outright say you can't do it. Like, say I wanted to put this 4-poster bed. See, I can't, it just jumps. It goes away. If I wanted to snug it up against this wall right here, it won't let me do it. So, provided you can remove your roof without without issues putting it back, collision issues putting it back, you can remove the roof temporarily to furnish the room. Oh yeah, and here's another little thing I added in. I've got this house hooked up to mains power over here, running over to the power line. So we got power from the grid coming to this house. Well, with the air quotes there, we're just gonna pretend. But if you remember in the last stream, I did mention that if you're building one of these pylons on a roof, you cannot use the replace option because the game will prevent you from doing it. It just says, we'll build one here. It says, if you look on the right, it says, cannot replace item, stacked item, have placement restrictions. So, what I did as a workaround on that, I used this little guy here, this atrium light. Okay? And what this lets you do, you place it in a place where you can hide it, of course. But you snap in the pylon on the atrium light, and you put it on the wall, and then look at that. It lets you replace the roof to a sloped roof with no issue. And the reason you can't do it with like with breaking it is because when you break a roof and try to slide this thing in on a roof below, it registers collision and it won't let you snap it in. But there is a side effect to this little thing. If I wanted to do anything with this outer top arch that I snapped the atrium sign to, see how it says cannot replace item, stacked items have placement restrictions. It shifts this whole support thing to whatever everything is snapped to. So as you can see, that same error shows up on the light and the wall. All right. Aye, Patchy. Ahoy, friend. What's up? And what kind of game is this? Aye. What kind of game is this? It's The Sims. Oftentimes, people will say, when people build on this game and they build lavish homes, they'll say this is a wasteland, not The Sims. But yeah, we're playing Fallout 76 there, Apache. I don't know if that was sarcasm or. I got you. No, I got you. But yeah, I'll joke around and it's a Sims 3. You know, just playing the Sims 3 Wasteland Edition. Might adjust the height of this, or is it already all the way down? I'm not gonna mess with it. It's fine. It's fine the way it is. Don't need to change it. Get distracted. We're furnishing a bedroom, not messing with my my power pole. Okay. Moving on to the bedroom. So now that we don't have a roof in here, let's just start decorating. So first things first. If I can find my way around the build menu, I want to use the 4-poster bed, just because I like it. I like the 4-poster bed. This guy goes in a lot of my builds. Especially these ones that are built more like real houses. I tend to lean on this one a lot more. I do like the way it looks. So, let's just put this guy's in. And need some furnishings off to the side. This character doesn't know a lot of stuff, so this could be a bit of a challenge. Look at these rustic tables. I'm going to use these as side tables. These guys will look pretty good. Cannot need support. What? Come on. Come on, game. You could do me like that, really? What kind of support do you need? Emotional support? You're a good game. You're a very good game. Everybody likes you. There's nothing wrong with you. You are perfect just the way you are. Oh, wow. That worked. A little pep talk, and it's given up its ways. It is don't lie to it, you know. But hey, you know, it worked. You know, it said it needed support, and then I gave it some support, and now all of a sudden, I can build my end table where it goes. I guess that's a win. Guess that's a win. Item needs support. Cannot place intersecting object. Oh, yeah.
There's a water fountain in the mole miner pills too.
Oh, there's a new water fountain. Cool deal.
Yeah, look.
Made out of tires. Well, I could see myself. I wonder if I could pull that up on the build menu. What's it under? Is it underwater?
I don't know.
You just look at the picture. Let's go underwater. See if.
Yeah, it's underwater.
Yeah. Ooh, look at this guy. Look at that.
It's in the mole miner pill plan. I picked it this morning.
Cool. So yeah, here's a new plan that's coming with the
Water.
mole miner pails and a little junkyard fountain with some, you know, algified water. Pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I like that.
There's rug comes out of it.
Oh, and let's see, there's also some new rugs. Let's see if I can find it under. Yeah, here. Ooh, look at the cardinals. Look at the pretty birds. Okay, yeah, that's nice. Okay. But anyways, Kayla's distracting me a little bit. Hey, look, did you see all the new mole miner plans? No, but they're nice. All right, let's get some lighting in here. Let's see. How hard do I want to lean in to the scrappy vibe? I mean, I think I might lean in a little heavier. We'll have a lamp that's missing its shade here. And on the other side, let's see. This, no, I'm not going to use that in this build.
Alright, so first broadsider. Here
You can use a. Maybe I want to put on the other side. I guess I'll put the alarm clock on the other side. It's under appliances. Maybe I'll put a radio over there. Yeah, you know, the radio on this table. Maybe I like listening to the radio when they go to sleep. The soothing sounds of static, white noise. There you go. A little radio there. And a clock. That way they can wake up in time for Sunday service down in New Gad. I'm sure the congregation of super mutants are very welcoming on Sundays. Let's see. There we go. Wonder if you can do a video about hiding wires and electronics. Well, I might. I mean, a lot of YouTubers have covered the subject. I did show exactly how I wired this house up in my last live stream. I don't know if you were tuned into it when I was doing it, but basically everything is hidden inside the ceiling. I usually try to allow myself an attic space in most of my builds to accommodate a generator and wiring up top. And it usually serves its purpose pretty well, as most items don't actually need a numbered amount of electricity, just the presence of electricity to work. So just having one little tiny Vault-Tec generator, which actually they are in the atomic shop right now, the Vault-Tec generators, and they are my go-to. Every build, the little Vault-Tec generators, I'll use those. And another thing I do with hiding electricity or power generators is let's get us a power connector out here, because I deleted my pressure plate last night. I don't know why I did, because I still had furnishing to do. But I did. So let's just we'll do the pressure plate merge trick from the start. Now a lot of people, they'll put them out and they'll try to merge on them, and they'll say, oh, it doesn't work. And actually, yeah, so what you gotta do is you gotta make sure you're standing on it and the pressure plate goes down. A lot of people miss that little thing with the pressure plate merge. It has to be in the down position. But anyways, multiple ways to hide power. And I'll show you one right here. We're going to take this little steamer trunk. So we're going to build that, and we're going to go over to power, generators, and we're going to grab the small guy. And see this little nub on the back of it? That's actually where the power attaches from, right? So you take this guy and you line him up just so the back side of him sticking out of the object that you're merging them to. And what you can do, and I might even use this in this build if I decide to keep this little shed here that Church built. I probably will keep it, or I may move it, like rebuild it a little further back on the lot, but keep the same design. And use this to hide power in there. Is just drop merge it till your generator is completely inside the object. Notice on the back I still have access to the back of the generator. So I'm gonna take this guy over here, and this shed needs power. It doesn't have any power in here. So what we're gonna do is, let's just say we're going to put the steamer trunk right here. And it's probably, it might not be where it's going to reside in the final build. Let me catch up on chat for a second here. Good afternoon, Rob, and hello, Dirty Scav. I think it's the first I've seen you pop up in the chat today, so I'm going to say hello. All right, so as we were, we're going to change this to a doorway. That way we can get behind it, and we can slap a power connector on the back of it. Now, I usually use these little Nuka-Cola conduits because they're flatter than the normal ones. See how much further out this guy sticks out. That's a generous ways. But I use these Nuka-Cola ones in these really tight spaces. You just wire that to that, and what that's going to do is it's going to give you a radius of power that radiates out about 2 floors in a circle from the center point. So this should be adequate to have power in this entire shed and the porch. And then you just change it back to a wall, and generator is completely hidden and power is completely 99.999% hidden unless you're really looking for it. So yeah, there's that. That's how that's one of the many ways I hide power, and that's a lot of the same method that a lot of other builders do. So the main reason I haven't expressly covered it in a video is the simple fact that a lot of other people have covered it. I may do a one-off later, I don't know, maybe in the quick tricks video if I start running out of ideas. But I got a few fresh ideas on the horizon for that. One video I'm going to be putting together tomorrow. So I got a pretty fresh idea coming for quick tricks. So that's going to be pretty cool that I haven't seen very often. I know. All right. So yeah, that's and oh yeah, let's put a little light. Let's put a light right here. Just, and I wish these lights right here used to have a real soft. Oh yeah. Notice when I'm trying to put this light on this wall, it's kind of shifting, and it's mounting to the exterior, like flush with the exterior side. Well, say you don't want the little gaps in between. We're going to change this to a flat wall, and you can use any other, be it barn or industrial or glass or whatever. As long as it's a wall that has a nice flat surface. You can use a wall that's got a flat surface and replace over to the wall that was there before. See these shack walls. And you get a nice flush mount, and I'll show you the difference here. We'll put 2 of these side by side so you can see. You see how this one's kind of floating off? You see how that one's kind of merged in and nice and flush? So yeah, it makes a difference doing that. Just one extra step getting this light on these shack walls. Alright, what's up, Gomu? Thanks for the like, bud. How often do I go live? It's kind of something I just picked up doing this week. This makes the third time this week I went live. I went live Tuesday, and I went live Friday, or was it Thursday? I think it might have been Thursday. I'm not sure. I went Tuesday, Thursday, or Friday. I can't remember which day it was, and I'm going live today. And normally it's just like when I get up before the kids, which they seem to have, most of them have woke up now. They get pretty rambunctious, and they make a lot of racket, and it can be a detraction whenever I'm streaming. So as long as things stay calm, and I get a good moment, father of three. Friday, thank you. Yeah, time kind of flows differently when you reach your 30s, mid 30s. And thanks, Psycho Badger, for telling me which day it was, because yeah, I honestly couldn't remember. I forget a lot. But yeah, Tuesday, Friday, and today I went live, and yeah, I'm gonna try to make a habit out of it, at least once or twice a week, to go live and just chill and Q&A a bit, talk with you guys and gals, and maybe throw out some little build tips that you asked to see as we furnish our little house that we are building. And this will eventually get a full showcase, maybe sooner than later, because I think I'm now 100% caught up on my builds with showcases. So yeah, Faux Schnizzle, glad you could catch me live as Jonah is beating on my wife behind me. I explained in the last stream that he's autistic, so he makes a lot of noises. It's just how he communicates. He's a great kid, though. Love him to death. Let's see. The shelf with the flower pots, my God. Yeah. It works out so well because I used to use conduits to do it, but the shelves are just so much easier to work with. You could just move them around and slide them in position anywhere you want them, and they line up nice and well under these windows. It's a good little touch to add. And yeah, on the back here, I'm gonna tell you what. Let's showcase something. You know, no, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. I'm telling myself I'm not gonna. The idea that I've got for quick tricks, I was about to just totally drop it live, but you know what? Yeah, I think some things are best left.
You have a big mouth.
I know I do. Some things are better left a mystery for now. So just stay tuned for the next couple of days. You'll see it posted. A new quick tricks video with a wonderful idea that I've come up with. Well, maybe I'm not the first one, but you know, it blew my mind when I came up with it. I haven't seen it done on any YouTube channels, but I'm going to be doing something with these porches to make a nice sunroom. And you guys will hopefully like it. It'll be pretty cool. I got you, Shizzle.
That one? What?
Or Schnizzle? Schnizzle. Faux Schnizzle. Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, all three of my kids, in some way or another, they're all on the spectrum. So it can be a handful. It can be a handful at times. But you know, it's cool. It's cool. We all work through it, and it's cool. I love them all to death. Okay, so I'm getting distracted. I know I started furnishing up in the bedroom, and then I'm like walking around here, and I'm like, you know what? I could use a little decoration down here. I left this unfinished. So let's get some counter clutter going. I truly wish we had some more decor besides punch bowls and kegs. It makes my character look like a flippin' alcoholic. all they can think about is
No, where's
Nuka
the
Shine
Morgan at?
and
Where's the Captain Morgan?
oh, that's Nuka Shine. We're brewing our own, here, and you know the beer steins and whatnot that we have for kitchen decor or whatever.
Well, you
Just
can
kind of
put your pickled brain up there like you're gonna cook brains like Hannibal Lecter.
no, this character is not a cannibal. Throw a few of these steins out in a bit of disarray. Just kind of strewn out here. Another thing I can do, we can take
Well, you could have
this clock, and we're just going to put it in here backwards to kind of look like a toaster. So there's a toaster. Yeah, the decoy fruit bowl. Yeah, I'm looking forward to those coming. What I really wish they would give us, and this would be an absolute amazing addition to the game, and I don't know why they haven't done it yet, especially since they removed the budget cost for displays. You know, we have our mannequins, we have our power armor display, we have this Thanksgiving display case, and a lot of people will use this in their kitchens to display kitchen appliances. I've done it in a few builds. And you know, we got this little rack for Nuka Colas, which, oh man, we can, you know, put some beverages out. That's a nice addition. But I don't really have any space. I don't necessarily have any space for it in this build. I could delete a few things, or maybe I could put it right here. This could be the perfect little accent to go in this corner. Have the little Nuka Cola rack down here on the floor. We'll display some Nukas. Getting off subject, but what I would love to see added to the display case system, you know how we have these weapon racks that let you display a single weapon on them, or even more than one weapon. What I would like to see is something along the lines of, you see this balloon bouquet I've got. On the base of this balloon, there's the little round weighted base. Imagine an item that was just, I'll go out here and I'll break this balloon and you'll see exactly. Let me get my flamethrower out. Imagine a display that was simply a round plate, a dish of sorts that you could snap down and place anywhere you wanted. Just a little round placeholder. And you go up to it and you hit display. You build this on a table, you build this on a counter, you build this anywhere you want in your camp to, you know, display whatever item you want to display. You go up to it, you hit X or A, and you say, I want to display a Nuka-Cola. Boom, Nuka-Cola. Or say you've got a plastic plate, piece of junk that you picked up. And the beauty of that is, you know, each display would take up, say, as they call it, one flamingo unit of display cost. And this is all in theory. You could build these wherever you wanted to have place settings in your house. You build one in here on the table. Have a little, you know, get the Bolton Greens place settings. Yeah, okay. You go get a Bolton Greens place setting from a Distinguished Guest, which actually has the forks and knives and spoons and stuff with the plate. Throw the little display down here and a little display down here, then you have two little place settings. And that eliminates the need for them to have to add it to the Atom Shop. And there's just a sleuth of items in the game already that we can pick up as junk that we could use to just really fill out our houses and not be limited to having to build the display, the junk items in a case. Because they don't fit in every build. Like this doesn't fit in this build because it's just too big for this house. This kind of fits, but that only does Nuka-Colas. This only does weapons. This also too big and only does 4 items, and they're all in a row. So, yeah, call it a coaster, remove all the restrictions on what can be set on it, and boom, great decorations. So, they need to do that. I don't know why they haven't yet. It would be a spectacular, and they could sell it in the Atom Shop. 500 atoms, I'd buy it in a heartbeat. You know, it would bring a lot of diversity to your decorations in your camps. Just giving you that one item, the ability to just display one solo item wherever you want to build it. But they haven't done it. Maybe I should get vocal on their forums or their Discord. I'm like, hey, make this a reality for us. Maybe somebody will listen and they'll pass the note on to the dev team, and the dev team will say, hey, we've listened to your concerns. But
there, hopefully it's quiet. He's fed.
Yeah, hopefully. You never know though. You never know. Hell, even making a smaller mat that did that would be helpful. Yeah, exactly. We can make it so lived in and set a table, and that's what I really want. That little extra flair in this camp would be awesome because, you know, as I go through the available items I have for floor decor, it just doesn't cover all of the things that I would like to do, like to have on display. I got piles of plants. I got piles of rocks. I've got steins out the wazoo, and just all this miscellaneous stuff that it can fit in a lot of places, but it won't fit in all the places that I want it. But if I pull up what junk I have on me, which I don't have any, but let's see if I have anything in my stash box for junk. So what I have in my stash box right now for junk isn't a whole lot of anything. But I got some TP. You know, toilet paper is important. But yeah, even like this little vegetable starch, that would look cool on a kitchen counter. A little canned good. Toilet paper, you could add that into your bathroom somewhere, which we've already got some on the clean toilet. But let's say you didn't want to use the clean toilet. You wanted to use the dirty toilet. You know, whatever, you know. Go crazy with it however you want to do it. And we need a wall. Yeah, we need a wall and surface version of it. For sure. How did you make those kitchen countertops? Oh my. They were a nightmare. They were a nightmare. The hardest thing was figuring out the merge order because it's all merged together. Let me just make sure I don't hit X as I'm walking out here. But this is just a simple three-piece merge, three-step merge. We've got the countertop, which is actually the vault desk that I used to make the countertop. The cabinets that I used to make the actual cabinetry under the countertop, and the sink. So in order to build that one piece that I have merged in there, and it's the same process for the side too, though I used a different method on this one. As oh wait, I think I just grabbed the wrong thing. I grabbed this. We grabbed the cabinet on the bottom. Okay, so this guy right here, this is a multiple piece merge as well. As you can see, these are kind of merged up like so. In order to do these, what I did this one first because as you can see okay, this one's supported by the desk. And the order of how you support these things is important too when it comes time to get them to all merge together. But you notice how the desk is sticking out on the right side? Whenever you have, not the desk, the cabinet is sticking out on the right side. If you break the desk, everything that's supported by the desk disappears. Okay, so how I decided to get this to all come together is I built this guy first and made sure he was supported by the desk. And then I broke the desk. And then I built this guy, and the order in which that I had merged these, I had merged the stove first. I mean, you could go and you could try to merge them all down through the desk and just have it all supported by the desk. But in the end, I ended up supporting it by the cabinet. Doesn't make a whole lot of difference, but what you do is you break this desk and it makes this cabinet disappear, which then allows you to place this in overlapping with that cabinet. And it works out pretty well in the end. Though it's a long, involved process getting all the measurements right, lining it all up in here, then doing the merges, and then bringing it all back in, breaking it, and then getting it all to come together step by step. In the last stream, I was fighting around with the stove, trying to figure out a way to replace the glass, and ultimately ended up putting a safe in there to replace the front glass, and that came out pretty good, just to get that one little detail. And then yeah, so let's real quickly we'll make this countertop and stuff real quick outside. So, you know what we do. Step one, as you're building this countertop, and this rushed display is likely to be a bit crooked, but it will show the process. So let's go to tables, because that's where my desk is. This is the wooden part that I use for the actual countertop, is this vault desk. So let's just place it like so, and then we're going to go to the stash boxes. And notice how the default rotation stays the same on a lot of items. So long as I don't move my right or left stick, the rotation on a lot of items stays the same. So that's what we're going to use out here. Keeping it's perfectly aligned as far as on one axis. So without using my right stick, I'm going to use my left stick and just strafe to move it into place. That doesn't introduce any extra rotation to it, and it lets it stay in line. So when your final merge is done, it's perfectly lined up. Which I don't know why I lined that up perfectly just yet, because we need to put a sink in. And this is always fun. Water. Where's the water? There's the water. Okay. So like I said, it's all about the order on how you do things. And this one I'm going to have to line up manually because I didn't stay put before stacking them. But anyways, you'll line up your sink, and that looks fairly straight enough for a demonstration. We'll bring our pressure plate back here, and once again, without introducing any extra rotation to the part with your right stick, you're just going to grab it with your left. And this is where it gets tricky, but make sure you just look straight down with the right. Don't press right or left. Just look straight down till it snaps to the ground. And then let's stand on this pressure plate, and okay, the pressure plate is too far down in the road. So okay, now we'll do the drop merge here, and it looks like my sink is just a tad bit crooked, but that's no big deal. Now, as we're doing this, just keep an eye out and make sure we don't go too far. That should hopefully be the right height. If I went too far, then I'll have to take it apart and go again. But this is the height's right with it, and then you end up especially with these multi-step merges, where you've got something as finicky as the sink. And man, I think I did go too far with it, but I could be wrong. I might have went just the right amount. Now this is the hard part, because as you're drop merging this, the cabinet is going to come down and it's going to obstruct you from grabbing the desk. So you notice the hitbox for the cabinet is a lot further down. So like right here, I'm grabbing the cabinet even though I'm pointed at the desk. So as the cabinet comes further down into the desk, the hitbox, it'll detect the cabinet, and you could end up accidentally grabbing accidentally grabbing the cabinet, and now it's back to the top. So let's just keep going here. This is the frustrating part, because as you're doing this, you get in a hurry and you're spamming the X button or A button. You're spamming the A button, X button, whatever your confirm button is to do this, and it ends up making you grab the cabinet as you're doing the merge. It's a painstaking process, and you got to really make sure as you're doing this. Oh, I'm grabbing the desk. I'm grabbing the desk. Like I said, after a certain point, it's gonna. Yep. See cabinet. Now you got to move your reticle and go down, and cabinet again. That's the pressure plate. Here's the desk. Cabinet, pressure plate. Now we got to find a new point to grab the desk from. So as you see, I got a little bit I can grab from right here on the side. So we're going to use this. I got to make sure we're on the pressure plate, and that's okay. We're going to try it from the side instead of the front. Hopefully good times. Good times here. And we're just going to drop this until it is flush. Nice and merged. See? Now, when you're looking at this, make sure you hit circle. It'll actually jump back to its default position, so you don't have to worry about any rotation that you've introduced into it. But yeah, that's how I did the first piece of the kitchen counters. And you move it in, get it in place. Hello, Squishy, sitting there in your stealth suit in my kitchen. I saw you there.
I'm not stealth suit. I was chameleon.
Okay, chameleon. So, yeah, you build this, and then you just bring it in, put it in place, and then break it with a flamethrower, and build your other piece, and bring it in, and put it in place, and yeah, good job holding back that F-bomb. Yeah, you know it. I really wanted to shout some dirty words at this game just then. But yeah, that's the gist of how you get this bit done. It's a process, one piece at a time. It takes time. It can be the most frustrating thing you ever do in this game, trying to do multi-step merges, because everything has to go right from step one, or you have to undo the whole thing. Yeah, thanks, Zach. So yeah, that's how that's done in the kitchen. Kitchens, they're always the hardest to do because there's so many things you want to implement into your kitchen that you need to merge up, and yeah, a lot of space, and you got to choose just the right size. Luckily, this and I use it a lot. I rely on it a lot for my countertops. This vault desk kitchen. Originally, I wanted to try to use my little butcher's block table. Or not butcher's block, the rustic table that I used to make like the butcher block countertops. But it was just way too wide to fit in this tight space. So I went back to this vault desk to make the countertops, and it works out well. You've got a bigger build and more space, you can use different tables to do it. I've even used, or have I? No, I haven't. That would be a lie if I said I did. But I have considered using this guy for countertops, but I haven't yet. I think this side is a little more flat than the other. But I've used this for a bar a lot of times. I use this one as a bar top on a lot of my builds. I do like this one a lot, this living edge. Like, yeah. But yeah, this one I used in the Cryptid Hunter's Cabin for the countertops. This was an involved merge because of how much wider this is than, yeah. So I ended up having to, it was a nightmare. It was a nightmare to build. What was your most worth the price item from the Atom Shop?
Too many.
As of right now, I mean, the one thing, there's two things that I do a lot. Most worth the price would probably be, and it's a tie, because one is for cosmetic reasons and the other is for functional reasons. What's wrong button? I'm going to go to the Atom Shop real quick. Now, I can't show the actual bundle because I don't think it's actually in the shop. Or is it? Let's see, Down Home Comfort. What's in here? No, this isn't the one. So, the other bundle that was related to the lodge, the lodge pieces. Let's go to my camp items. So, and I can't remember what all came in the bundle, but I do know that I think it came with the lodge couch, the lodge table, the lodge dining chair, and the fireplace were the major things that were in the bundle that I use on a majority of my builds. They come into play a lot. The log table was in a different bundle. I might have bought it by itself. And yeah, and I was about to say, as Foschnizzle has so graciously put in the comments, my tied for first place on biggest value must-have item from the Atom Shop is the catwalks. It's the catwalks. Hands down, if you're going to try to build any complex structure, and you want to save yourself a lot of grief. There are ways to do the things that I do with the catwalks without using catwalks, but it's much more involved. The catwalks shortcut you out of about 15 steps that you don't have to do. For instance, if you go back and you watch my old 45 offset log cabin number 2 tutorial, I do underpinning in that build tutorial. And in order to do that underpinning, the method that I was using, this was before I found out about the catwalks and the way they snap together. I did your lookout build, and the next day someone else did the same thing. Yeah, it's crazy. As my channel's growing in popularity, I'm seeing my builds pop up more and more in different places. I saw somebody do my Tudor cottage on Facebook, and they decorated it up for Halloween. I was like, hey, that looks good. I obviously don't put the tutorials out for people not to do it, so I don't get super possessive over my builds. Most of them. So long as, if the only time I'd take issue with it is if like somebody pops up and says, hey, look what not me, but they say, hey, look what I did. Look what I came up with it. And then you look at it and you say, well, that's just a blatant exact same thing I did on my build. I mean, you did the same thing, and then you tried to take all the credit for it. That's when I might take a little issue with somebody building what I build, is if they try to take the credit and say it's a original work. But yeah, I don't mind, when people, they build what I build. It's just sometimes for me when somebody pops up and says that, and they try to take the credit for something I come up with. And I know with this game, it is oftentimes easy to find yourself overlapping ideas with somebody else and not know it. So I can't 100% take, say somebody does a merged wall. I wouldn't take any grief if somebody does a merged wall. I mean, just like everything in say copyright or whatnot, there's derivative works and then there's copies. So if somebody takes my Tudor wall and they build a Tudor cottage of their own that's a different shape, a different layout, and then they say, hey, this is mine, or they say it's theirs, I wouldn't have an issue with that, because really the Tudor technique, I can't 100% definitively say, oh, well, I came up with that. Because, I mean, before I built my Tudor cottage, there were a few other Tudor builds that existed. And the method that was used to build it was derivative of the shoji technique that I popped up with originally. And I might not have even been the first person to do it, because, like I said, I can't know if I was the first person to come up with an idea. But, if somebody pops and says, oh, I built a Tudor cottage, and they did something different, they have a different layout, and they claim it as theirs, I wouldn't say, hey, well, you ripped me off. I wouldn't say that, because, well, they did it different, and I can't 100% say I came up with the idea. It's not my idea, and there's a lot of things in this game that a person could stumble upon without having any outside influence and do the same thing in terms of a wall. But then when you get into a build and you see an identical layout, or you see elements repeating, and then they say this is 100% mine, then I might take a little issue with somebody doing something like that. But like I said, I don't normally, as far as like, but anyways, you get the point. There are ways that people can differentiate their builds without doing an exact copy. And like I said, I don't have issues with people copying my builds. It's just if somebody copies my build and then tries to take 100% credit for it, that's when I might have an issue. But yeah, that aside, I went off on a complete tangent over seeing some people seeing builds like mine out. And yeah, it's totally cool though. Just so long as credit's given where credit's due, I don't take issue. If, throw a shout out, toss a coin to your builder. Say, hey, appreciate the tips. Just don't try to build a one-to-one recreation of something I built and then say, look what I came up with. As in I being you or somebody else. Yeah. Let's see. Let me get some wall decor in here because it's looking kind of bare on this wall. I think this room needs a painting or two.
Would you like a StoleYaSweetroll plushie on your bed?
You built me one downstairs, remember?
Did I?
Yeah, I got the cute little StoleYaSweetroll that you built for me.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah, he's on my shelf downstairs. Let's see. I think I'm gonna try to slide in a painting somewhat center right here. I'm gonna offset it to about the same distance right there, and okay, good deal. I think that we'll bring it down a little more. That's another beautiful thing about not having a roof up here when trying to decorate this room. You got a little more freedom to move around. All right, and let's take. We need a dresser in here, so let's see what kind of. This guy could fit right here in this little corner nicely. I'm gonna line it up as best we can and get him in here. And we can walk around it. That's good. Oh, get stuck on the table. All right, so let's see. Maybe who would have a spinning wheel in their bedroom? I don't know. I no, that would be like an outdoor thing, or maybe something else. Maybe stored away. Let's see. What could we put in this corner that would make sense for this build? Got a table there. And see, that's another thing with like the limited amount of decorations we do have. Sometimes it can be hard to really furnish out a build and not get repetitive over the process of the entire structure. It can be a bit of a challenge. So, I'm not gonna... I could throw a room divider in here, maybe? I don't know. I don't know, though. No, we're not gonna... Ish, maybe this person's a bit of a sportsman and they got trophies. Let's get a wall decor. Let's say they got this bass. They were down in the creek noodling, and not bass, this catfish. And they caught this catfish while they were out noodling, and they stuffed it, and they wanted to display it proudly in their bedroom. So yeah, there we go. We got their little catfish they put on the wall here. Look what I caught. Look what I did. So we'll put this right here, proudly displayed. But even then, I never claimed to. Yeah. I turned it into a Brotherhood build instead, but even then I never claimed to have come up with the idea myself. Yeah, it's cool. Like I said, I don't take issue. Like I said, most of the time I don't take issue with it. I've never really raised alarms in the community at all. I've never came up to anybody and said, "How are you?" I don't, Sometimes I'll think to myself, hey, that was... And it's just like we internalize these thoughts. But, yeah, as far as... Really, it was just like a kind of an etiquette thing. To me, it would seem right if somebody did. Like I said, I'm not saying you did or anybody else. But if somebody did, and then they try to take 100% credit for it. Though it's also a humbling thing, because oftentimes imitation is the finest form of flattery, because it's a compliment, too. To see somebody take an idea that I've come up with, and then they build it on their own, because they appreciated the idea enough that they wanted to incorporate it into their own works. It's also flattering, and like I said, it's never an issue when I see somebody build the way I build. It's just the only time I might take some issue with it is if somebody tries to come forth, say it's another YouTuber, and they put the idea forth like it was their 100% original work, even though it was derivative of something that somebody else may have came up with, be it me or another builder. And like I said before, I know it's hard to sometimes 100% nail down who the original creator was with a lot of these techniques, because most of the time, most of these techniques get passed around by word of mouth. The catwalks thing, I didn't come up with it. Somebody told me about it, and then I tested it out and like, wow, you know, this thing works. I'll use this. But I can't say that it was my idea. I can show you guys, but I won't say, hey, the catwalk thing, that's mine. That's mine. That's my idea. It's not. It's not. Somebody else came up with it, the catwalks, and snapping to them. They probably stumbled on it by accident, like most of us do while we're building. We'll snap something down, and then we'll see something turn green, and then we'll say, wait a minute. Just like the other day in stream, I was sitting around here messing around with the defenses. And I was over here on these fences. We were trying to build this mailbox. And I was trying to figure out what the hell we were going to use to build this mailbox. And I just clipped down the fence post, and then all of a sudden I saw green. I was like, oh wow, I can build that there. But you know what's funny though? If you go to the clean one, look at this. You can't do it. But yeah, you just stumble on these things a lot of the time, and I'm sure the person who stumbled on the catwalks thing, they were just building like, oh, I got these brand new catwalks. Let's see what I can do with them. I'm gonna build a catwalk between this foundation and another foundation. And they were building with their little catwalks, and they came out 2 or 3 steps. You know, they had, okay, we're building out. We got our catwalks, and they had their catwalk built to where they were going to go. And as they were building later on in their build, they had some walls, and they were running around with their walls, and they walked past their catwalk and said, wait, did that just turn green? And they looked at it for a second, and they said, and then their mind was just blown, and they said, oh my God. I can't believe that worked. And then they're messing around with it, so I wonder if it's got support. And they go like that, and they say, holy crap. And then all of a sudden it just clicks. And then all of these avenues of options of things that you can do in your build just explode in your mind, and you realize the things that you couldn't do before are now possible, and it was all by happenstance, by luck. You just stumbled on it. And then it gets passed around, and everybody finds out about it, and then God only knows who the first one to come up with it was. And maybe you didn't hear about it from somebody else, and you stumbled upon it, and then in your mind, and then you're thinking, oh, well, I came up with this idea. And oftentimes it's easy to reach that conclusion when you see somebody else doing something that you've done. Oh, they obviously ripped me off. But like I said, oftentimes it's easy to come up with the same idea as another builder and have no influence. So, was it you do with the catwalks? I wasn't here. What is it you do with the catwalks? I wasn't here. Oh, basically, I have a quick trick video on rustic fencing, but I use the catwalks now religiously since I learned about it. And like I said, I didn't come up with the idea. I was told about it by another player, and it's just one of these things now that it's become integral in my build practices. But say I wanted to build a fence, I would use the catwalks, and I would use the rustic with the log fences, the log walls, and I'd, build down a floating wall and break it with the flamethrower to make a fence, or I would use the catwalks to build underpinning around foundations, or if I wanted to have the underpinning on the other side, on the inside side of it, I would use the catwalks once again. And like I said, I did this process on other builds, but it was a lot more involved, a heck of a lot more involved. It involved going under the map and building support from below, because Bethesda changed the way the support system works for snapping in objects, so you can't build down on most objects. I would use, these catwalks right here to add in underpinnings. And here's the thing, when you're doing a merged wall inside of a foundation, it has to be either the contemporary or the barn. It has to be either contemporary, barn, or industrial for this to work. One of these 3 sets right here. So you build these guys, And then when you have those built, you can just snap right into them. No problem. No problemo. Goes right in. And then you go to the top side. And then you can replace to brick or... Come on. Don't jump. Or steel or whatever material you want to underpin your house with. So it's super good. Now it's a broken item right now, so I don't know how long Bethesda's going to let this exist in the game as far as before they fix it. I hope they don't. I hope that it just slides under the radar, and I'm probably not doing us any favors talking about it, and a lot of people in the build community, they'll sometimes get angry if you reveal these secrets, especially in a mainstream way, because as the method propagates and more people use it, then more people would be inclined, or Bethesda would be more aware of its existence and then be more inclined to fix it, which I wish they wouldn't do, especially on these useful things. Now, bear in mind, there's a lot of other things that they haven't fixed in regards to the build system that I'm glad they haven't yet. Like, check this out. With these slanted walls right here and other walls like that, if I go to delete this, as you can see, it's not accessible. If I go to the log set, notice how I got a little flip there. I can go left and right, and I can flip it. Well, check this out. When you flip it, yeah, you can actually float in these pieces. So that comes in handy. And the log set is the only one, or is it? The log set and the Brotherhood set are the only ones that let you do this little flip. All the other ones, you cannot flip. But the log set and the Brotherhood set. The log set's Atom Shop. Brotherhood set is on the scoreboard this season. So if you have one of these two sets, you can do this little angled flip. And yeah, that's another technique that comes in handy. Might not seem like it, but it does come in handy when you're building in a few situations. One situation in particular was when I was building the Tudor cottage. I could not get the middle row of overlapped walls. It had triple walls on the Tudor cottage, and I couldn't get the middle arch, top arch, to go in. That's this guy right here. I couldn't get him to go in. He kept having collision issues with the other two arches that were I was trying to sandwich in between. But if I put him in reverse and then use the flip to flip it back the way it needed to go, it would go. So it comes in handy. Do you think that the stairs and floors should have some different snapping points so that we can build them to the sides so that they can be closer to the walls? From day one, I've wished that. Actually, to be completely honest with you, I wish they would just get rid of the support restrictions in general. I myself, I can live with seeing floating camps. And I don't take issue with them. I really don't. A lot of people do. They say, "Oh, my immersion! These floating camps are ruining my immersion." But you know, imagine if it were like Fallout 4, and we could just put in a wall. I know when they introduced the barn walls in on Fallout 4, they brought in a different snapping system where you could just take a floor and you could just snap it off of the top of a wall. No biggie. And you were set to go. But this game you can't. And on Fallout 4, your stairs would snap in 3 positions. They would snap center, left, and right on a foundation, but for whatever reason, they've decided to only have one snapping point for stairs in this game. I don't know why they decided to go that route. But, yeah, I wish they would change it, find a way to change it, or just throw the support system out the window. I really wish that's what they do. And they kind of did with the shelters building, and it's what they're going to do in the new worlds, but that's paywalled. I've got some buddies who are doing the PTS right now, and they've went in the private worlds, the new worlds, and they've got the full creative mode on in the private worlds. And in the private worlds, you can build like at shelters on the surface. So, which I don't have anything in my shelter, but when you're building a shelter, you can build everything free floating without any support restrictions. So when the new worlds come out, you'll be able to build on the surface of the game like you're building in your shelters. But you're basically, you and your friends are the only ones that are going to see it. Oh, I had a super mutant tube down here that turned into a Yaogwai. Ha! Nice. Okay, but anyways, yeah, down here we toggle the snapping. We can kind of, though the, okay, let's go in the lobby. Not enough space in this utility room. So that's one beautiful thing, sort of, about building in shelters, and that's going to be nice whenever it's implemented in worlds. Though, like I said, it's a real bummer that it's a paywall.
You're a paywall.
So let's turn snapping back on for a moment, just so I can get a floor in line here. When you go to build, and then we're going to grab this guy, turn our snapping off, and we're just going to walk it over. So, yeah, when this comes to worlds, you'll be able to do it to your camps in your private worlds. But like I said, it's a bummer, it's paywalled. But it'll be this exact build system in shelters that you'll be able to build with in the upper world. But I wish they would just implement this system everywhere and not worry about people building floating structures and just leave it down to us as players to make that decision. I don't like the constant hand-holding that they do in this game and dictation of what we should be allowed to build. I myself, I try to build builds that are grounded in reality, that look supported, but I'm not going to get angry with somebody who builds a build that doesn't look supported. It doesn't bother me. You know, at the end of the day, what somebody else does doesn't affect me. If I really wanted to be immersed in my wasteland travels, I would just play in a private server. Public servers aren't the place to be for immersion. They really aren't. And any steps that Bethesda has taken, and every step that they've taken in the past to try to stop people from building structures that are floating, in the end, all they ended up doing was hurting the building community as a whole, because they're basically taking another tool out of our toolbox to build the builds we want to build, and trying to stop people from building floating, air quotes, structures. They do well to try to listen to the build community and just lean into 80% of their core audience now. Anyways, we got off subject. We're furnishing this house, right? Let's furnish this thing. Come on. Wish they'd fix daily ops and radiation rumble where we don't blue screen. Train going by the back of the house. Sorry about the racket. Yeah, it would be nice. We went to do a daily op yesterday and my wife blue screened down on us right at the start of it. Come on.
What are you saying about me over there?
Nothing.
Watch yourself, sweet roll. I
Oh
know
no,
who you sleep.
the build general sounds scary. Okay. Oh yeah. Let's see. I'm gonna finish furnishing up here. Need a little floor decor. Got a few plushies on this.
You know, if I don't get those pale plans this time around, I'm going to go kick everybody's butt that has one.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not. You're only 5'3". Let's see. Do. Let's see.
It's just not worth wasting caps over.
I know.
To buy the pails. It's just not.
I know, and it's harder and harder to get the mole miner plans as they come out, because every treasure hunter event they add in new rewards, which I'm not complaining about new rewards, but it does dilute the reward pool, so it makes your RNG a lot harder for you to get the things that you haven't earned.
I'm gonna barf.
It makes it harder and harder to get the plans that you haven't gotten, because you're constantly getting plans that you've already earned. Especially when they have a cast iron frying pan.
One?
Okay, multiple cast iron frying pans.
They don't call me Little Mary for nothing, you know.
Alright now. I got you. I'll scoot this guy over. Maybe I'm like fighting. Nah, we'll just have him displayed.
You need to turn the TV
Guys.
down, or you're gonna be blasted by my TV.
Here's another solution.
No, I'm not plugging headphones in. I don't want them on my ears.
Then just plug it in and don't put them on. That works.
How about eat them? You know what?
Hey, DTD, what's up? What is up? I'm surprised to see you in my stream. That's awesome, dude. Cool. Thanks for swinging by, man. So, yeah, we're building here, trying to furnish up this little little bedroom that I've got going together here. I still don't know what I'm going to build.
New sign yet, StoleYaSweetroll?
New sign? No, I gotta do some more dailies to get it.
Oh, they gave us a free
Shift.
lunchbox. I'm gonna take that on my new.
Shift the order here. How I got these guys in here.
What you doing, Jonah?
Trav the Builder. Happy Sunday, buddy. Yep. Not sure how much longer I'm going to stream. Maybe a few more minutes. And I know I said that the other day, and I ended up going like 4 hours. And as we're standing now, I've gone about an hour and a half, I think. Weather looks pretty nice today, so might go swimming. Not sure. Yesterday was a pretty nasty day. Yesterday started out nice for me. And then about 1:30, no, it was later than that.
It was
But
4.
4? Was it 4?
Here. Yeah, because we were still on the porch when it fell out.
Yeah. I know I was editing yesterday's video when we just had this massive thunderstorm come through. And I was planning on going swimming with the kids yesterday. I was like, yeah, we'll go swimming as soon as I finish my video. We'll go outside and we'll go swimming. And that's another thing, you know, like when it comes to my YouTube upload schedule and my videos, I know if they seem like they're slow coming out, if I go a week or two and it's like a drought of content, I'm a father first. So that's my life, you know, that's what I do. YouTube isn't my job. I try to bring out content as frequently as I can.
You need to put a water purifier out in your yard. Heads up.
Collect purified water?
Yep.
For a daily today?
Mm-hmm.
Huh. I could just go run around in the public server and rob people's purifiers.
Oh, you're a thief, huh?
They don't call me StoleYaSweetroll for nothing. No, just kidding. They leave it unlocked. It's fair game. Alright, so I got my three little action figure plushies in the little corner on this desk. Let's get another piece of floor decor. Maybe we're gonna do a lamp.
You need to go
Maybe
refill the pizza, by the way.
Oh, okay. What? Okay.
Kids, pepperoni's gone.
I got you. So I gotta make a store run. Lovely.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have a little lamp there. That looks pretty cool. Maybe my character is. Let's see. We don't have a clock in here. We don't have a clock. Well, we do have the alarm clock, but let's say a little Slocum's Joe clock right there. It's nice.
Well, mine's coffee about now.
All right. Yeah, I'm glad you guys enjoy the content and are understanding on my real life schedule. Here soon, the plan is, before the kids go back to school, we're planning on taking a trip to the Uncanny Caverns, which in real life they're called the Lost World Caverns. We went a few years ago, and it was a pretty cool experience, though it's a bit of a drive. It's funny,
3.5 hours.
as I'm going to go to the map here, and where I live in real life. All right, so here's Welch, right? If you travel east of Welch, you will find a few small towns along the way. Kimball, North Fork, bunch of other little towns. I live near a little town of Kimball. It's 10 minutes out of Welch, and you know if it would be right about in here on the map in the game. So as you travel out of Kimball, it's about a 45-minute drive to get to Bramwell. That's this area where all these estates are, these high cost million. The town of the millionaires is what it was once referred to, back when all these coal tycoons lived in the area, and the owners of these mines, they would take up residence in Bramwell. It's about a 45-minute drive from Kimball to Bramwell. And you see this span right here. This is their scale of a 40-minute drive in game, right? But to get from Bramwell to Lewisburg is another 2 hours. 2 hours of travel to get from here to here. So, and the Uncanny Caverns, or the Lost World Caverns in real life, they are right in the town of Lewisburg. You get on the outskirts of Lewisburg. Gets a little more rural. Down one of these gravel roads in the middle of nowhere, right near Lewisburg, is the Lost World Caverns.
You know what you should also do, Cody? It's a little bit closer.
What's that?
Beckley Exhibition Mine. Take the kids to see what a coal mine looks like.
Yeah, I could. So, yeah, exactly. You're covering a lot of ground. If you were to make these treks in real life. And it's awesome they're packing all these landmarks in this map, and they can't be realistic with the spacing, the scale. I don't expect them to be. So it's cool. It looks like a short span, on the map. I'm saying, I'm going to go to Uncanny Caverns with the kids. That's going to be an entire day expedition. It's going to be a 3-hour drive there, and then the 2 hours and change we spend at the caverns, and then another 3-hour drive back. When we went back in 2018,
plus pit stops to eat.
Yeah, plus pit stops to eat. One of my buddies came up from North Carolina, and he was like, "Hey, let's go see the sights. There's this cavern I want to go to." So, like, yeah, sure, we'll go. He pulled it up on the internet, and he was like, "Yeah, we need to go here." And this was before Fallout 76 came out, and I didn't even know that these caverns existed. And he had pulled them up on the internet and said, "Let's go check this out. It's in Lewisburg." Well, sure, we'll do it. So we piled up, myself, my wife, my buddy, and Jonah. We went. Hannah and Eli didn't want to go, so they stayed home with their grandmother. So we piled up. We went to the Lost World Caverns, and we left at like 9 o'clock in the morning. And we didn't actually get home until almost midnight. So, the game plan is sometime in the next couple weeks, we're planning on making a trip to the Lost World Caverns, and I'm going to film it. And I'm going to try to make a video with a 1-to-1 comparison of the caverns in real life with the caverns in the game. And maybe going forward, try to do the same with some other landmarks. Outside of Princeton, there is a place called Lake Shawnee. Now, in the game, it's called Lake Reynolds, and it's right here. I don't have it discovered on this character. But it's an abandoned amusement park. And the owners of the property, though they have a Facebook page and they have Google listings and they say they're open X amount of hours of the day, according to the most recent reviews, the owners aren't exactly the best at keeping appointments. So I would love to go to Lake Shawnee and do a quick video on comparisons between the Lake Reynolds abandoned amusement park and the real life Lake Shawnee abandoned amusement park. But the owner's business practices might be prohibitive as it's on private property, and I can't trespass to go do that video. So they sometimes open up around Halloween for haunted tours. So I might be able to squeeze in a video for Lake Reynolds. Maybe not. It just depends on the owners of the property and whether or not I can get out there to do that. Another thing that my wife wants to do, which it's kind of hilarious the way this map's laid out. So I'm going to travel east here on the map. And as you see, we have... Eli woke up in a bad mood. Coming out here screaming about something. But one thing we want to do, maybe once again Halloween, they do haunted tours of the asylum, but it's way up north. I mean, we're talking this is going to be I'm going to have to get lodging, and we're going to have to travel up there, stay a night, go to the asylum and get that. But I can't promise that one. I want to, but there's going to be a lot involved in trying to do that in the future.
Hey, I want that for my birthday.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, if we can manage it, I'll definitely make a video of the asylum / Fort Defiance, 1-to-1, side-by-side comparison, attempt to at least. Maybe someday we'll do the White Springs or the Greenbrier Resort, as it's
Look, 3-star golfer
named in real life.
stuck in the tree.
Mm-hmm. Try to do that. I go to Charleston quite a bit, but I mean,
We do not.
well, doctor's appointments whenever.
Eli doesn't go to the stomach doctor anymore.
Oh well, we've been there a few times. Once again, that's about the same trip to go to Charleston for me as it is to go to Lewisburg. About 3 hours to drive there from where I am. Maybe Point Pleasant, but man, that's another overnight trip.
No. You know what we could do? Jennifer moved up there, my cousin. We could stay with her.
Yeah. My apologies. I may have to get off of here in a moment. Eli is having a fit, and things are getting very disruptive.
No, they're not.
Well, if he can straighten up, it won't be.
They just want shorts because
Yeah.
he wet himself.
Yeah, it is. Is it weird for you to play a game where you live? It's interesting because you see a lot of the nuances and things that, as an outsider looking in, they probably wouldn't notice. Like, if they were to, I wonder if I brought up my internet browser on my PlayStation, if it would stop the stream. We're getting way off subject if I did that, but I'll just keep building here and talk about it. When you see like the way they lay out the game, where you see the towns and the way they laid them out, and you see a bunch of the omissions of things that they didn't build, like one of the biggest things is Welch. If you just Google downtown Welch, West Virginia, you'll actually see that there's actually a not high-rise buildings, but fairly large buildings. Back in the day, way back in the day, when West Virginia was booming, the coal boom was going, World War II was going on, and they needed the coal for making steel for the war efforts, and all that money was coming into the area, and all the workers were pouring in. Welch got to the point where it was so populated, they used to refer to it as Little New York. Now, granted, it's not on the scale. Never has been. But there are images you can find on the internet of just the crowds of people and how bustling this area used to be way back in the day. And there was you know, a full-blown miniature city in Welch. Now, in the game, Jonah, please stop, buddy. Yeah, in the game, kill this guy. The only thing that they got right with Welch was the sign, but I can't speak to when they originally made the sign, when the sign was put up. But I say what they did likely is they went on Google, they Google image searched Welch, West Virginia, they found the picture of the sign, and they saw the picture of the houses up on the hill.
That's not the street signs
And
are accurate. Some of the streets.
yeah, they got and they got the street names right too. A few of these street names they got, they probably pulled up Google Maps and grabbed some street names. But as far as an accurate representation of this of the town, you know, being I used to drive through this town every day going to work in the mines when we first moved up here. I noticed a lot of differences, mainly the lack of the lack of the high-rise buildings. There is the better majority of Welch is high-rises, though there are towns on the there are houses on the hillside of the town. Lots of houses on the hillside. But what they did in the game, as you can see, Welch is just a bunch of houses. There's no actual city here, anywhere that you can really discern. So that's one interesting thing that you notice. Goodness, will you guys just die already? Anybody else? Okay, alright. Let's take a quick walk over to Beckley. And I mean quick walk, because in real life, Beckley is an hour away from Welch. But hey, I can see Beckley from here. They did a fairly decent job in representing... Oh, thanks, DTD. Appreciate it. Get your kids some sweets. Awesome, man. Do appreciate it, man. Thank you for the super chat, bud. Of course, I have to wait for Google to cut a check. I still haven't figured out how super chats work in terms of how to actually get the money from them. But one day I guess it'll all come together. I'm still new to this whole monetization thing because it just recently kicked in on my channel. So if we go over to Beckley in this game looks more like Welch than Welch does. It's hilarious how much more like Welch Beckley looks than Beckley looks like Beckley. Now, if you go downtown in historic Beckley, it has a good resemblance to what they have here in the game.
You can go there too.
But this is more representative of what Welch looks like downtown. There's like a one-way street that kind of wraps around the main part of Welch, and there's a lot of history in Welch. You ever follow the story of the Hatfields and the McCoys, and the stories of the uprising with the coal miners against the coal companies back in the 1920s? Sid Hatfield was actually murdered and gunned down on the steps of the courthouse at Welch. Welch was the seat of the county for McDowell County, and when all that went down back in the day and Sid Hatfield was being brought to court for a lot of things, the company, the hired guns that the coal company had brought in as they were like a kind of like a militia in a sense, but you know, whatever. The company that they hired in, they murdered Sid Hatfield on the courts. Look it up. There's a movie you can pull up on YouTube. It's free to watch. It's called Matewan. It's Matewan. It's got James Earl Jones in it. It is a spectacular period piece. It's a really good movie you could watch to get a bit of the history of the coal miner war. That was a struggle between the miners and the companies to get union representation for the workers in the mines. And though the movie follows the first portion of what kicked off the events of the war, it doesn't follow through to the whole thing, and people refer to it as a war, though it was just a period of strife and conflict It wasn't on to the scale of, say, a Civil War or, you know, a Revolutionary War or anything like that. And a lot of people outside of West Virginia probably never heard of it. But it was a big event in terms of getting representation and rights for workers' rights and fair treatment in the workplace, fair wages, living wages, and a lot of things. It's a good movie to watch. Matewan, Matewan. It's from the 80s, so like I said, it's a period piece. If you can get past the age of the movie and I think it was shot well. It's a moving movie. It'll probably make you cry in a few parts, more than one. But really reflective of the bloody past of West Virginia and the coal mines, and just the amount of work and strife that these people went through just to try to get decent wages and fair living conditions, and to be treated like basic individuals instead of a piece of equipment. So, honestly thought it would have been 10% YouTube or bloody greedy. What is this here? YouTube takes 30% of super chats. They just get added onto your monthly payments or keeps adding up till you have it. Okay, cool deal. That's good to know. I was having trouble finding them in my reportings, but I probably have to get on the PC to find it because it's not popping up on my mobile. I had a couple super chats in my last live stream. That's cool. I thought it was, I didn't know how much it was, so 30%. So that's pretty awesome, dude. I do appreciate it. But yeah. There's a lot of history in this state. It's overwhelming sometimes, and Bethesda did a pretty good job of writing narratives that paralleled a lot of the things that happened in real life. This automation thing in game was supposed to be a parallel to the events of Matewan and the coal mine, the war between the coal miners and the company. So even though
Go up to the corner where I'm at.
what? Where's what?
Don't have it.
No, I don't have anything discovered on this character. But yeah, they did a pretty good job of writing backstory, and that's the thing about this game, that a lot of people, it flew over. Oh god, I just killed myself. That's okay. It flew over a lot of people's heads. They didn't take the time to really dive into the lore. There's a wealth of lore written in this game that a lot of people just didn't take the time to care about. And when you really dive into it, it's a good game in that respect. Even from the beginning of the game, whenever it was just robot quest giving cold case files. Thanks, Zach. It's a good movie, dude. Take some time, watch it. Like I said, it's I can't remember if it's about an hour and a half or 2 hours, but it is a really, really good movie. It's a tearjerker. And there's a lot of other movies you can look up. October Sky takes place in Coalwood. Well, it was filmed in Kentucky, I think, but it's the story about two kids in Coalwood who just wanted to get out of the mountain. Three kids in Coalwood who wanted to just go on and get out of the mountains and not follow a lifestyle and being trapped basically in these hills, who ended up, moving on to bigger and better things, working at NASA. It's good movie about Coalwood. You can check that out.
They just searched Homer Hickam.
Yeah, just look up Homer Hickam, or
Homer
just
Hickam Jr.
Homer Hickam Jr., or look up October Sky. It's got Jake Gyllenhaal in it. That's a good movie. That's about West Virginia as well. And some of the lifestyle in the 60s and 70s, or 50s and 60s.
There's a 3-part movie on that too. I can't remember what it's called.
Yeah, there's a Hatfields and McCoy movie you can look up as well. It was on PBS, and they had a series on the History Channel about the Hatfields and the McCoys,
3 parts.
that you could watch as well. A lot of good stuff. You can catch up on you know, a little bit of the stories of the people who have lived in West Virginia and their lives and whatnot. But yeah, Bethesda did a pretty good job with that story-wise. Let's see. Back to our bedroom that we started furnishing so long ago. We're getting closer. Now, I've got these 2 windows here. And the reason I built these 2 windows here was for the exterior aesthetic. Though I probably need to get rid of one. Because I want to put a desk in my bedroom, but the window is too low to put a desk in. So let's jump back up here. I'm going to build a desk right here. Tables. We'll do... I never use it. I'm going to use this this writing desk. I never use this in my builds, and we're going to incorporate it in this one.
No, I died.
Let's see. Let's bring this back a little bit.
Caitlin, I do not come. We'll stay right down.
And so that's floating just a little bit on account of the rug, but I can't move the rug out because the rug's supporting my cabinetry below. So now it used to be you could break rugs, but Bethesda changed that a long time ago. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna scoot this this catfish somewhere else in here. Maybe over the door.
I know bugs say
Yeah, let's put the catfish over the door, and let's scoot this desk over. That way the side isn't floating. I think I got it fairly straight. We'll take a peek at it from above. Yeah, that looks straight. They'll never see it from the road. You have no idea how much that aligns with my childhood. My God, they'll never see it from the road. My dad, he was a bit of a collector or hoarder, you could say, and he would collect cars. He would buy junked out cars, and our backyard was just cars. There we had a 64 Fairlane, we had a 74 Ford Maverick, a 86 Thunderbird Turbo Coupe, just all in derelict condition, non-running, that he would trade with his friends, and he had some buddies. And when he'd have these cars hauled to the house, he would literally say, "You can't see it they'll never see it from the road," because it was in the backyard. Oh man, you faux schnizzle. You just spoke to my childhood there, and my dad. That's brings me back to good ways. Real good ways. Holy cow! You know, it's funny. You feel like it was yesterday sometimes when you look back and you're like, man, I was just a teenager, but then you realize you were a teenager 17 years ago. Oh. Yeah.
How about the fact we've been together since we were teenagers?
Yeah. Why are you jumping down? There it goes. Scoot it over a little more. Later, DTD. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for the super chat, man. Do appreciate it. All right, so let's get a chair in here for our little writing desk. Now, I might do some merges with the desk. I'm not sure yet. And one thing I do like to do with my desk, and I use it a lot on a lot of different things for different purposes. These little mats, they kind of remind me of like those little cork mats you could get that you'd put on a desk, or the calendars and whatnot that people would use on their desk. I put them down. Oftentimes, I'd love to have a typewriter. It's like, imagine if that mat was a display and I could just hit display and put a Carlisle typewriter on this desk. It would be nice to have a typewriter to go in here without having to merge a display into this desk and ruin the look of it. Little note that Bethesda could take there on something they could do to better this game. Give us placeable display mats. which I covered an hour ago. I'm not going to revisit the topic again, but y'all get the point. So next, let's get us a little lamp. I like this guy, though. We may have to do a bit of a drop merge to get him where I want him. I don't know. Maybe I can get him to go in. Maybe right here. Stand on top of the desk and look down. And there we go. It's a bit bright, but that's okay.
Still on my TV.
They're called blotters, I believe. Yeah, indeed. Yeah, I know a few rustic folk. Indeed. My father-in-law is one as well. He collects a lot of things. He lives the rustic lifestyle. The rustic lifestyle. He's a West Virginia native. He's lived here his entire life. He's an old timer, as we like to call. He just turned 70, and he's a bit of a woodsman. He's a good guy. But yeah, he has a bit of a collection of things around his property. Though he doesn't have to worry about people seeing it from the road because he lives back in the woods. So where he lives, there are no roads, just trails. You got to have a 4x4 just to get to his house in the wintertime. I got a story about that, but man, I'll tell the story now. So we had a good snow come through this one winter, and I had been living up here about 2 years at that point. And I was starting to get cocky and overconfident in my skills as a driver in the mountains. And I had this Buick Century, front wheel drive, was my wife's car, Buick Century, front wheel drive. And she was over at her father's house, and it had snowed really good the night before. And I was coming back from work at the mine, and she was like, just come up to Dad's house, but don't go up the hill, park at the bottom of the hill, leave the car there. And I got to her dad's house, and this hill going up to his house was fairly steep, I have to say. And on the right-hand side was a steep embankment that went down into a creek. Well, I got in my mind that this little Buick Century with front-wheel drive and fairly bald front tires was going to be able to climb this hill with 2 inches of ice and 3 inches of snow on it. Rude awakening. I got about 3/4 of the way up the hill, and the car came to a complete stop. Just started spinning the wheels. Wouldn't go anywhere. So I stopped. I had the brakes held down. I was sitting stationary 3/4 of the way up the steep hill, and I knew I had to go back down. And this hill that's covered in ice and snow. Well, I put the car in reverse. Biggest mistake I ever made in my life. If you are on an icy hill and you have to back down, do not put the car in reverse. I put the car in reverse, and I let go of the brake. And as soon as I let go of the brake, the running gear of the car, the engine, it just pushed the car. Gave it a big push. And from that push, the car went into a slide. And here I was careening out of control backwards down this hill with an icy creek on the right side and a rock cliff on the left side. And somehow miraculously, I made it to the bottom of the hill before sliding off the side and teetering over the creek and the side of the hill. Yeah. He lives, as I call him, back in the Booger Woods. And not a good place to try to test your driving merit in the snow with a car that is not equipped to get where you need to go. Bad times that day. Luckily, though, the car came out with only a bashed up trunk because his neighbor brought his backhoe over and pulled me out of the ditch with the backhoe, but then dropped the bucket on the back of the trunk. And I had to replace the trunk and the tail light.
You just had to mention Mike, didn't you?
Yeah. I didn't mention names. But anywho's, yeah. Good times. Mountain life. Yeah. You'll learn a lot living up here. Okay, so I got my desk in. As I ramble on and tell stories about real life. Eli, watch it with the stompy feet, bud. I'm not sure how loud that came over the mic. How do you get the BOS building set? Okay, so as of right now, it's kind of bugged with this last update, Bethesda accidentally removed the Fallout First rewards from the scoreboard. I'm fairly certain the BOS set was a Fallout First reward. Somebody in the comments will surely correct me if I'm wrong. I hope. But somewhere on this board, can't remember where,
Howdy.
it was one of the rewards this season. I keep thinking it was a Fallout First reward somewhere. Jonah. Not Jonah. Eli, don't stomp so hard, buddy, please. 99% sure it's on this board, because I just got it this season somewhere. It might not be showing up on account of what they did. So I keep thinking it was a Fallout First reward. So here's a post. Maybe. Let's see, looking for it here. A church. Church. Let's see. If you want to party chat, we can party chat, dude. Just hit me up. Maybe you can come and build some at my house. Show everybody how much of a faster builder you are, because you can stay focused and I can't. Yeah, okay, well, it's... To my memory, it's on this board, but like I said, they kind of messed up the Fallout First rewards with the update. So keep checking back if you haven't gotten it yet as the season progresses, and hopefully they fix it so we can actually get our Fallout First rewards. As you can see right here, it says there's a Fallout First reward with this one, but it says it's a bird cage, and I've already claimed it, and it's grayed out. Trying to force myself to finish editing at the moment. I got you, bud. Oh, I saw TNG was making a video as well as I hopped on stream. I was going to invite you guys on, and maybe we could have, I don't know, Westfest. But, yeah, Bethesda said they're aware of this glitch, and they're working to fix it in a future update, was their wording. So, it'll be sometime before the season is up, so keep working on getting those rank ups, and then when they do have it fixed, you can go back and claim it later before the end of the season.
You're pinching me with your feet, son.
But we still got a good times. We still got to by next season. We still got a fair bit of time between now and when the next season drops. So anyways, continuing on with our desk, I think I'm going to go with the little basic desk chair that they give us. Maybe this one, or I thought I saw another one. Maybe this one. I think this one. Just get a little bit of ergonomics to it. But you know what? I'm gonna do. Let's see. Scroll through here. There's a chair from the White Springs. It's fairly elegant. I like this one. We're gonna use this chair with her desk. Just gonna push this guy in a little bit. I could do a drop merge to kind of push it into the desk, but I think I want to be able to sit in this one. So, yeah, we can sit in it. I'll test that out. Alright, so there's our little desk. Let's add a little decor down. Another bummer with decor, I've got some that's going to be probably end up recycling a bit, like that little chip in a bottle. I sometimes use it upstairs, and that's just the nature of this limited system where we had to keep repeating decorations because we don't have the variety.
Fish up there.
And we could, oh yeah, I could put, this guy's a sportsman, yeah. So we'll go to Florida Core and we'll put a fish on here. That's a good idea. Kayla just came up with it to help me out here. I gotta find the darn things. I think they're up. I can always put some plants out too. I haven't put a lot of plants out in this build yet. So let's just put this little smallmouth bass. Or not smallmouth, but this little bass here. I think it's a bass. That or it's a trout. I don't know. I don't know fish. Speckled trout. Trout. Somebody who does a lot of fishing, correct me, but I think that's a trout. I could be wrong.
Or salmon. Like the bottom
Or salmon.
sure to be a salmon.
What's up, Juice Box? Yeah, they have. The more items they add, the harder it is to find what you're looking for.
Can you quit pulling my hair with your
It's kind of a double-edged sword because like you want more variety, but at the same time it just, oh my, it gets confusing looking through all of this stuff. All right, so now let's add a few plants in here. With this window being low, this could be a good place to put a little plant. Maybe they put a plant here, get some just a little bit of sunlight coming through, and maybe not. Don't like it. Bad idea. Let's not do that. These little guys are nice. So let's put a small table in over here. This one would work really good, but I can't build this table. That one would work really well. Don't have access to it, so I may have to shelf this idea for now and get a little help from my friends later. I could use this little side table that matches the dresser, but that doesn't look right. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a little help later and build this one. Yep, okay. Alright, so we'll shelf that idea for now, and I'll come back to it later when I have the right parts to do it. So let's see. Maybe a little more decor for the desk. Maybe I'll just put this up here anyways, and maybe they move it. The person moves it from here to the windowsill during the day. Maybe they move them outside. Uh-oh. Getting shot at. They've locked onto my generator I put in Church's building. It's funny how these NPCs, they flock straight to your power no matter what you do. Where I've got a generator up in my roof, the first thing they go for is this gable end right here. They'll try to shoot that out just to get to the generator that's behind that. A bunch of plans in my vendor if you want to hop on, if you want me to hop onto your session. They're classist. You could if you want, Stacy. I'll swing over to your camp and see what you got. That would be awesome. Yeah, let's see. I think my private server is open for any of my friends to jump in. Alright, so kitchen's like done. Let's see if I got any nukas in my inventory to put on display. I may have to go shopping. Looks like I gotta go shopping. Let's go, we'll store that pressure plate for now. Let's go visit my favorite soda peddler, Pop Peddler. Pop Peddler. That's got a good ring to it. Is it soda or pop? Let's just drop that in the chat right now. Where are you guys at on that? Is it? I myself like high fructose carbonated beverage, but soda or pop, which is it? Let's go to my Pop Peddler. If you over at the White Springs. Rob Dunn just sent you a friend request. Okay, bud. Pop. Reasonable balance. It's pop. It's pop. Going to my Pop Peddler.
Want to tell everybody why you broke me from saying that word?
Joke. LOL. Off-grid hipsters. Soda. Soda. Soda pop. Soda pop. Soda pop. My Soda Pop Peddler.
Eli, can you go get me a
The greatest debate of all time. Is it soda or pop?
You can have one of my Cokes in the living room.
Is it a refrigerator or a Kelvinator? There's one.
Calvinator.
Calvinator.
Calvinator, like Calvin.
That's an old timey word from here in West Virginia. I never heard the phrase Calvinator until I moved up here. Went over to my wife's uncle's house, and first time I met him, he was like, "Good to meet you there. Settle on in. Whatever you want to do. Grab a pop out the Calvinator." And I looked at Kayla. This was when we first got together. I'd come up here from North Carolina to take her to prom. So I was getting the introductions to the family. And I looked at her and I was like, what's a Kelvinator? And she said, it's a refrigerator. I said, oh, why does he call it a Kelvinator? She's like, I don't know. And years later, I got on Google and come to find out, in the 50s, one of the most prominent names in refrigerators was the Kelvinator brand. Kind of like Kenmore and Samsung are today, synonymous with, well, not Samsung, but Kenmore and other appliances, GE, being synonymous with, some back in the day, people would refer to things as their brand name instead of what they were. So a refrigerator being a Kelvinator, they'd say, get me a drink out of the Kelvinator. So this guy being an old timer, he's like, yeah, if you want, you go grab me a pop out the Kelvinator. And I'm like, okay, whatever a Kelvinator is. I'll learn that later on. But that's one word that Bethesda did not put in this game, considering it circulates around the 50s. Of course, I guess some people wouldn't know what the hell they were talking about. Like, what's a Kelvinator? Just like me. But yeah. Does anybody else in the chat know what the hell a Kelvinator is? Or even heard of a Kelvinator before right now? It's out of curiosity.
Would you like Nuka-Cola? Don't be silly.
All right, let's see. We're going to buy a Quantum for our rack. We're going to get a wild and a grape and an orange, dark. Let's get a regular Nuka-Cola. And we'll just go ahead and buy a couple cherries. Yeah, further south. It was a mixture where I lived in North Carolina. You'd hear people say pop and other people say soda. I worked with somebody at Walmart years ago, and she was from Ohio, and she'd always call it pop in the break room, and I would always call it soda myself. I'm going to fast travel back to my camp now that I got some Nukas to put on display. Yeah, like how tissues are called Kleenexes. Exactly. Yeah. Kelvin's also a measurement of temperature. So the Kelvinator to reduce the temperature, reduce the Kelvin. The Kelvinator, exterminator.
Howdy.
To.
Where's your pop peddler's camp?
What do you mean, pop? My pop peddler? What do you mean?
Your friend, the pop peddler.
Oh no, she's the plan peddler, and I don't know if she's come into server yet. I can't pull up my quick menu while I'm in a load screen. It's funny when you're building on a mule and you don't have all the plans you have on your main. Go through here. Not the most efficient way to get to my kitchen, but it's the way I'm taking. Alright, so Nuka-Cola display. See if I got 8. I'm pretty sure I bought 8 of them. Let's sign that. We'll sign a Quantum. We'll put an orange on there and a dark. Come on. Wild. We'll do a cherry, a Nuka, and a cherry. There we go. Looks pretty good. An open air place. Nice. Yeah, you know how it goes, decorating an upper floor when you've got. Oh man, I'm probably gonna have a fight getting the roof back in. I just realized that. I'm gonna have to break a lot of things probably to get the roof to go back in. Probably have to break the bed, as Kayla was saying. This corner looks a little dark. Maybe. Put a sheep squatch plushie in here. I don't know if I want a sheep squatch plushie. They're just so hard to work with. They're difficult to work with. Those sheep squatch. Yeah. Easier to get the bats out when you don't have a roof. Oh man, it's kind of funny in the summertime. We can sit on the porch, and my neighbor, he lives in an old the place we live in. It's an old coal camp, so There are a few houses that still remain down here that were originally built in the 1920s. And he lives in one of those old coal camp houses. It was a duplex. It was a two-family structure built for the people who worked in the mines. And as things go with southern West Virginia, the coal camps were built up near the mines because not a lot of people had cars and whatnot to train, so they would have to walk. They would walk to work. So the towns were built really close to where they worked, and the coal companies built these towns. So my neighbor's got one of these old coal camp houses, and over the last 100 years that his house has been in existence, some bats have taken up residence in his attic. So we can sit out in the summer on the porch and just watch the bats. The bats fly in and out from the roof of his house. They'll come out from under the very top gable in the soffits. In the soffits, they'll come out from under the soffits. Jonah, quit hitting the wall, buddy. Goodness. I don't know what you're upset about. Please don't hit the wall. Okay.
I have to patch one more hole.
I know. But yeah, bats in the attic. see him a lot coming out of my neighbor's house. Okay, so I kind of feel like we need a little more decoration up here to really pack things in a bit. Let's go to floor decor.
Cody, she's got a bunch of free plans in here.
Oh, free plan. Oh, she's in. Okay, let me jump to Super Stacy's. Going to Super Stacy's. Let's see where she. Okay, that's my camp.
Just pass trouble on me because I'm there.
Oh, you're there. Oh, I see. I see. Oh wait, she's the one who she built a replica of the house that I had in the Quick Tricks video that I ended up demolishing. But from what little bit that she saw in that video, she managed to build a 1-to-1 replica of it and did a fine, darn good job furnishing out the interior. She messaged me on Facebook with a picture of it, and I was like, holy cow, you did a good job with it. This isn't that camp, but she did build a replica of it.
Nope, under the other porch.
Under the other porch? Out back? Ah, I see. Out back and do a little show. Wait, which? Oh, church. This is where church built. Ah, you built where church built. That's cool. I see. Yeah. I was like, where'd you get this porch? Like, oh yeah, this is the one from church's video. Yeah. Right on. Let's see. Known. If I see unknown on anything, I'm just going to jump on it. Let's go to the notes. Oh, yes. Cool. Don't know that. Okay, so you had one I didn't know. Do appreciate it. Thank you. Put a little heart up here. Do appreciate that. Awesome. So I got a basketball hoop. Maybe we'll try to use it on this build somewhere. Maybe out by the building the church built. The building that church built. Let's see. New plan, basketball hoop. Oh, I just popped my Nuka cherry. That's okay. Don't do that to me, Caleb. All right. Thank you for the help, Stacy. Do appreciate it. So let's jump back down here and button up the bedroom because I have a feeling we're going to have a few issues getting the roof to snap on.
Don't do it like that.
Let's see. Let's catch up on the chat here. Opener place nice. Make the one back wall white. Like in the bedroom? I don't know. That's like the old church near my home. You can sit out and watch them fly out of the bell tower. Yeah. Oh. Stacy, I did, but I had to use my other camp because it's in the same spot as yours. Oh, you built it. Oh, gotcha. Is it on? Is it on the character you're currently on? Because I could deactivate them. I'd actually like to take a look at it. I'll deactivate my camp so you can activate yours. If you want to, Stacy. Yeah, I've deactivated my camp. If you want to activate it, I'll take a peek at it. It'd be pretty cool. We'll see what Stacy did with the build that was in my the fences tutorial. All right, so let's see. Let's see. How did she do on it? The fences running around the entire side. Nice, nice, nice. All right, got the log on the exterior side. Is it double walled? What's going on right there? Oh, that's the furnishings on these. That's the refrigerator. Okay. On the outside we've got a chimney. Okay. Okay, it's nice. Some solar panels in the back. Wiring for your vendor. A little window planner. Nice, nice, nice. I'm gonna take a step inside, and this is where Stacy's builds really shine. I love the way that she furnishes her camps. Just I mean, look at this. This is nice. This roof. This is really nice. What she did with the roof. The curtains look pretty neat. It's really hard to get the curtains to work with these big windows, but she pulled it off. It may have to steal your idea here, Stacy. I like this curtain, the way you've got the two curtains put together over this big window. That works really well. I like that. Merged lodge couch and desk with the chair pushed under. That looks good. The lodge, the little far under on this. I don't know if you did a drop merge to get those to go in. There is a way to get the chairs back a little further by stacking. I'll show you here in a moment. I like the way you did, cram this in here. It's pretty nice and compact. Kitchen's nice. Yeah. Let's see. Bedroom. Assuming bathroom, maybe? No, bedroom. All right. Oh, with the curtain that goes to the bathroom. Got a really tight half bath shower. Right on. Crammed that right in there. Made that work. Cool deal. And headboard made out of the bookcase. And double stacked the dressers to make that. That's pretty nice. I like that. Cool deal. Yeah. And yeah, that is really good considering you went off of what little bit you could see in that video. So that's a fairly good recreation. Like it. Good job. Yeah. It's a great job on the couch for sure. I liked it. Looked really good. Stole your content. Mr. Church. Yeah. All right. Thank you. Thanks for showing it. I like it. Do appreciate that. That's pretty cool. Let's see. Let's bring my camp back up. And there we go. Let's go finish this bedroom up. Got the fence outside here. Oh yeah, the basketball hoop that I bought from Stacy. I said we were gonna put it on the camp, the building that church built. Let's see here, wall decor. Might even be. Does it cover floor decor too? Yeah, both of them. There are two hoops that I could build here. I could build this one, or I could build the one that we mount on the wall. I'm thinking maybe this guy. You know, a bit of a West Virginia-y feel to it. Well, hoop. Shoot some hoops right here. Little dirt half court. All right, right on. All right. hit it with the camping mode. Oh, hey Kayla. Alright. Let's see. Are you dropping those? Okay, I'll hold on to those. Alright, let's see. Back up to the bedroom that we started furnishing forever ago.
It's cooking.
Yeah. The banging in the background, Jonah, is... we kind of got all set up here in this den. We've got this big family area. Well, not big, but we got our whole family area in the den. So to the left of me, Jonah's got a play kitchen. And he's over there cooking at his play kitchen, if you hear all this banging. So that's him cooking. I don't have a private space to play anything in this house right now. Like I said, mainly because I guess I'm everything's centralized here. The routers here, the cords for the Ethernet are all in this room, and wired connection to the PlayStation. So
It'll be a lot quieter at the end of August.
yeah, I'll stream while they're in school in August. At the end of August when they go back to school, might do more daily streams or maybe during the weekdays during the day when they're at school. I'll do streams. All right, so we need something in this corner of the bedroom. Let's go through our floor decor and see what we can put in here. I got that downstairs. Not going to use that. Don't want terminals, no. Lord, what can I put here?
Did you eat your cake, Eli?
It's hard to find things to build sometimes. Let's do some stash boxes. Where's that one foot locker at? We'll do that in here somewhere. This one. This big honking chest for personal effects in here. See if I can get it to snap down on the floor. So you notice it's... Oh, there it goes. It's registering the rug, and it's wanting to snap up on the rug. There we go. So it'll snap in like that. That's pretty neat. Oh goodness, buddy. Alright. That's startling. So wake up! Wake up, everybody. Alright, and we've got a couple suitcases out in the little loft, but I think I'm going to repeat that. I'm going to repeat that in here.
No, Daddy's trying to record the noise you guys make, the worse it is on him.
Put that right there. Kind of fills out that corner a bit. Let's see. So we've got a desk in here. Maybe a filing cabinet. A little filing cabinet over here. Little filing cabinet. And over to the floor decor. There's a little fruit bowl. That's going to be nice whenever that drops down to the super mutant tubes. Don't you wish they'd give us the other color suitcases? Yes. That would be super nice if they would give us the other suitcases. That way I can mix it up. Because, I mean, like I said, I've already got getting stuck. Oh, that's going to be bad. I'm going to have to, like, when I go to leave this room, I want to make sure I stand on this side to open the door. Because the chair is going to keep me from going out. Oh. Well, yeah. Got a couple suitcases stacked up here in this little loft. It would be nice to have had a different color to stack with them. Green or blue or anything. Brown. Let's go upstairs. Shut this door again. Now for the fun part. I think. Let's see. Let's go ahead and put just a little more decor up here. Pack it in, because as soon as I put a roof in, I don't want to go back and have to tear out the roof again to make any changes to this room. So go ahead and get this room buttoned up as it is. We'll get a little more decor. One more thing. Where are the stupid... These guys. These guys are the ones I was looking for. So we'll... Okay. I got like a frog in my throat right now. Goodness. Put out some succulents. There's some aloe on here. A bit of aloe. Move this guy over a little bit. Now that we get him down, and we can kind of shift him around. There we go. A few plants here in the corner. Yeah, left-handed doors. That's one thing that I'm really sad that they fixed. The place. There was a door a couple weeks, or about a month ago, I guess now. It's been a while since they fixed it, but there was a door that we used to be able to build anywhere. And I mean anywhere. This one right here, I think. Was it? No, not this one. The mobile home door, the blue one. This one used to just let you snap it down. And if Bethesda would just let us snap down doors anyways, we wouldn't need left-handed and right-handed versions because we could just snap them in reverse, and then open could be closed and closed could be opened. And they would open up left-handed if you needed them to be that way. So you wouldn't even need to have two door models if we could just freely place doors without support. If we could just place down a floor like a door like floor decor and have it operate like a door without a frame, we wouldn't need left-handed doors. We could just use the doors we have. Yeah, but Bethesda, in their infinite wisdom, they see a glitch, and even if it's a beneficial glitch, they are compelled to fix it, though nobody asked them to. All right, so there we go. Let's go ahead and slap a roof on this bad boy. Yeah, for sure, reasonable. Are you on now, or you at work this morning?
Morning.
Afternoon. Well, it's like what time is it now? 2:40. She's a few hours behind us where she lives, West Coast. Not West Coast, but west end of Canada.
I definitely want to go.
So she's a few hours earlier than us, and you are online. Cool. Feel free to hop over.
Wasn't I the last one in Dragon Quest before anyone else spawns in me?
All right. What's that, Eli?
People are online on every game I am on.
Okay.
Yeah, these two people are playing the same games as me. And they're
Yeah.
doing the same things I'm doing.
It's a darn shame. They won't pay attention to the bugs that are detrimental to the game, but they want to fix the ones that are beneficial. It doesn't make sense to me with the devs at Bethesda, what they do and why they do it. Okay, so this is oftentimes the struggle when you are building a room like this. Sometimes things have to come out to get the roof to go back in. So let's pull out our Bernie bits and let's just start torching it. We'll fix it with fire, as all things go in this game. Just fix it with fire. I have a gut feeling it's the desk and the bed. So we'll start there. Burn the whole thing down. Okay, so hopefully. Another thing it could be is my wall decor. I've had issues where the wall decor keeps it from going. I've had issues where the door keeps it from going back in. And for whatever reason, this door is a fight to get to go in. So I'm going to try burning it first because I don't want to take the door out and then have to figure out a way to get it back in. So we'll try burning it first. See if we can get the roof in. Okay, so I had the roof just snap one way. It wanted to snap this way a second ago. Let's see if we can get this one to go in. I think it might be my wall decor. So, as fun as that was putting it in place, let's just drag our wall decor. No, I don't want to repair the bed.
Jonah.
I want to just move my wall decor down and out of the way. So maybe we can get the roof back on. And I'll repair the exterior walls to maybe add in a little influence so the game registers something to snap the roof to. Oh, there it goes. Come on. There's one and two. Oh, I hear jetpacks. Is that my friend Reasonable Madness? It is. Hello, Madness. Oh, we gotta go back in through the front door to get back up there now. Now, we can kind of scoot our wall decor back where it belongs. Now that we have the roof back in. Wall decor shouldn't give us issues with collision with the roof. Though it gives issues in the reverse, which is weird how this game works. Scoot this. Whoops. Okay, this is going to be kind of fun to get back up. I want it to go straight up. I want to keep the alignment that I had before. Alright, and moving it up. And it's in. Everything looks right, so now we'll just go and repair all the lovely things we broke. Oh, that wasn't broken. Yeah, and our door. And there we go. Our room is done. Might try to work in a light on the roof somehow later. I don't know. But yeah, for now, the bedroom is done. So we furnished the bedroom. Thank you, Madness. Do appreciate it. Modern tables. Lifesaver. Whoop, whoop. And that gives me access to... Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Haha. Kind of like the donut in the pasture. Thanks, Madness. The kitchen is looking phenomenal. Now it's finished out. Speaking of things and kitchens and whatnot, today in the Atom Shop, Bethesda does their little 24-hour exclusive limited runs that they've been doing in the Atom Shop for the last couple weeks. I saw in my underground camp that I posted yesterday, the video, somebody had commented and said, boy, I really wish I had that Pickaxe Pilsner sign. Well, it is in the Atom Shop today. It's probably one of those 24-hour deals, so jump on it today before it's gone tomorrow, lest you want to file a ticket with Bethesda and hope they're feeling gracious and they give it to you on their good graces. So if you want to avoid all that and you want the Pickaxe Pilsner sign, it is in the Atom Shop today. I kind of sound like I'm... Oh. So close. Alright, so now we've got all this. Gonna have... Look at this budget I got left. I've had people that say, oh, you build over budget camps. I do not. I don't build over budget camps. I just build smaller camps that allow me to have more accessible budget to decorate with. So yeah, take a look at that budget. We've still got 20% left. 20% budget, and look at how densely packed this build is and how lived in it feels. And I'm still going to go further with it. I'm going to max out this budget on this build. So keep that in mind on your builds. If you want to have really packed lived-in camps, shrink the floor plan. And yeah, shameless Atom Shop hawking. Yeah, indeed. Oh, have you ever thought of building a cultist-like camp? Possibly. I do have some of the cultist decor. I don't have all of it. I didn't buy a lot of the decor. Earlier on in the game, I did buy a few things, but I haven't implemented them in any of my builds. Maybe one day. So I got the little Mothman guy here, and I've got, under the floor decor, I've got the totems, and all myriad of different cultist things. So maybe one day I might. We'll see though. It just all depends on my mood. Some days what I decide to build. With this one, I just wanted to build something using the contemporary set because I haven't really showcased a contemporary camp on my channel in well over a year. It's been a very, very long time since I built with this set. Now, I did implement it a little bit in my row house camp, but I haven't done a full-on house. That was the goal with this one, to just build something that looks like it would actually exist in the wasteland. You know, like I said, say the bombs, which I'm still questioning this game, and did a bomb actually touch down in West Virginia? And how did we get to this point of just the condition of everything, the vehicles being blown up, and here's something funny. We're going to take a short stroll. So, the river that flows into Summersville Lake. I'd have to Google and check which river that is. Is it the Kanawha River? Is it the Kanawha River that flows into the Summersville Lake? I don't know the river that flows into Summersville Lake. But anyways.
You have a phone near you?
Yeah, I do have a phone near me. I could Google it. Or I could steal your phone to Google
John
it.
has my phone somewhere.
But anyways, the bombs dropped on October 27th, right?
Right after my birthday.
And anybody who lives in West Virginia can attest to the temperatures of the rivers and the temperatures of the air in October, especially. I mean, October 27th, we're borderline, November. We're getting into the winter. We only get like 3 weeks of autumn here, and then it's winter for 5 months, 8 months. Well, anyways, one of the first years that I lived up here, this is the second year I lived up here, it snowed like 8 inches on Halloween. Snow on Halloween. So that just gives you an idea of the temperatures here around Halloween. Why are there inner tubers in the river on the day the bombs dropped? I mean, these mad lads. I mean, we're talking Polar Bear Club levels of dedication here. I don't get it. I don't get it.
Well, I can see if they were canoes. 'Cause the bridge
Yeah,
days,
maybe if they were some sort of kayaks, or like there is a raft. There is a raft at the end of this, right before this little drop off right here. There is a raft here, but inner tubes. Yeah, they're trying to earn their scout badges. Inner tubers in October. So, yeah, if you ever want to come visit West Virginia, come visit on October 27th and go up to the Kanawha River and go inner tubing. Tell me how you like it. Tell me if it's an experience that you would like to enjoy twice in your life. Because I guarantee you wouldn't be inner tubing on the Kanawha River. And that might not even be the Kanawha River. It might be something else. I'm going to Google that just to make sure I get it right. Let's see. Google. I'm probably wrong. There's so many rivers. There's Tug River. There's New River. Kanawha River. Ohio River. All these that run through West Virginia. River that feeds Summersville.
I somehow got that back together.
Summersville Lake. West Virginia.
I'm so much on top of a roof right now, like a knife.
Okay, buddy. Alright, quiet down, bud. Summersville Lake, Wikipedia. It is on the Gauley River. The Gauley River. Gauley River. Okay, yeah. Oh, wow.
Phrase up here. Golly.
The Gauley River and the Gad Dam. Oh, okay. So there's that. It's the Gauley River that feeds Summersville Lake. You can learn something new every day. If I had just taken 2 seconds to use Google before, spouting thoughts that I thought were facts that aren't facts. But anyways, you get the point. Okay.
Hannah, look. I'm on top
They died of hypothermia, not the bombs. You know what? That is a valid point. That is a valid point. Yeah, you know what's interesting though is, okay, hypothetically, you know, they're tubing the river, okay?
Watch my.
They wouldn't be there because the river and Summersville Dam wasn't blown up until after, well after the bombs fell. Whenever the Raider leader, his main squeeze, Rosalind, got captured and died in captivity by the responders. So his response was to blow up the dam, and then subsequently, you know, the dam drained out, and then these rivers receded down as there wasn't a dam impeding them later, you know. So if these guys died tubing the river the day the bombs dropped, they would not be right here in the river. They would have made it all the way out into the lake, and their dead bodies would have been drifting around on their inner tubes until the lake drained. And when the lake drained with such force, they would have drained out with the wash water, and they would have washed downstream towards Charleston, and they would have been in a much different place than what they are there. But that's just my head logically overanalyzing everything in this game, as it does oftentimes, and just not letting myself sit and just enjoy the scenery, because I go places in my mind that the developers probably never thought an overly analytic 30-some-year-old loser would do. Oh, I still love the game, but some of the things just make me chuckle.
Hey, oh no!
Enough, you two.
No.
Also, so those bodies are survivors just trying to live their best lives.
Enough.
You want some too?
Hey, hey, kids, hold on. Oh, man. My kids have no respect. No respect for me. Guys, please, I'm live streaming. Don't fight. Don't fight. Logic has no place here. Never did it? Oh, like all logic. Like I want to build a tree house, but I can't build a tree house because there's collision with the floors and trees. Saws exist. I could, in theory, you know. But anyways, moving on. All right, so it's been a good time. It is 2:56. I've been streaming for the better part of close to 3 hours today. I think we're gonna call it quits for today, and I'm gonna go spend some time with the kids, go swimming and whatnot, as it is a beautiful Sunday. And why waste a beautiful day on a video game when we could be out doing things? So, with that, I am going to thank everybody. How did you make the Nuka Secret? Okay, a good story for another time, Tristan. I'll touch on that in my next build and chill. So let's we'll just catch you guys next time on the stream. If you got any ideas, drop them in the comments, and I'll be sure to check them out. And yeah, you risk disease being submerged in water. Exactly. Well, I don't know. I think I do a pretty good job of keeping the pool clean, unlike a few of the people that live down here. One of my neighbors is growing looks like she's growing a frog pond in her pool, so I think I'm doing pretty good with my crystal clear chlorinated water. That's what I get for hoarding all the chlorine. Oh my God! Sorry. Goodness.
No, I asked you to take your brother out of this room.
That's what I get for hoarding all the chlorine at Walmart when there was a shortage. Just kidding. I did. Yeah, Jonah has joined the chat. He's not Satan, though. He's a sweet kid. He just, he gets vocal. Jonah, you want to go swimming?
Definitely.
Let's go swimming. Go get your bathing suit on. Go get your trunks. Go get your trunks. We'll go swimming. Okay. But, what was I saying? The Nuka secret door. Yeah, I'll cover that in a superhuman vocal powers. Yeah, they do. I couldn't even dream of squealing that loud now. And high-pitched. They're good at it. Buy gold. All right. And we'll catch everybody later. Thank you all for showing up and taking part in the live chat and watching my live stream. Do appreciate every one of you.
Happy building.
Happy building. Yeah, Eli says happy building. That would scare off a Scorch Beast. He's got a scream that could rival even the loudest of Scorch Beast. He could probably take out the Queen in one shot with that voice box of his. Thank you all for showing up. I do appreciate all the support, super chats, everything. We will catch you in the next stream, in the next video. Hoping to have a new quick tricks video out in the next couple days. So stay tuned for that. And this has been StoleYaSweetroll. Thank you all for your support. Have a wonderful day as I get my chest beat up by a child who's climbing on my shoulders like a jungle gym. Have a wonderful day and happy building. Catch you next time.